Good, happy Monday morning. Is Monday, June 14, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this morning news update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Let's begin right now. First up, state local police urge caution on roads following motorcycle crash. Many more motorcycles out during Laconia Motorcycle Week. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability.
Going into this year, we knew that coming off of COVID last year and essentially a non-event last year, we knew that there were people were itching to get out. So we were anticipating significant crowds.
And that's exactly what Laconia is seeing. Motorcycle Week is starting off strong with thousands of people visiting the city.
Starting with Friday, we had a large influx of people come to the area. The entire weekend was very busy. We had traffic backups. Probably the biggest I've seen in at least the last 4 or 5 years.
With an increase in people rolling into town, Police Chief Matt Canfield is urging vigilance on the roads. Laconia Police and Fire were called to Route 3 around 6 o'clock Saturday evening for an accident involving multiple motorcycles. 2 people were taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Chief Canfield says whether you're on 4 wheels or 2, everyone needs to drive safely, obey traffic laws, and be careful around busy intersections.
We certainly encourage motorcycle riders to stay off of that yellow line. Every year, we see a number of motor vehicle accidents involving motorcyclists that are riding really close to that yellow line, and it takes but a moment of distraction of a driver traveling the opposite way to clip them and cause a serious crash.
And the chief is also asking drivers behind the wheel to check twice for motorcycles. Now, there are officers up here doing patrols. The chief says they will be watching for impaired drivers. Reporting in Laconia, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Lifeguards make multiple rescues at Hampton Beach on Sunday.
One of multiple rescues Sunday at Hampton Beach. The viewer sending it in says these swimmers appear to have been swept farther out in seconds, with lifeguards immediately rushing in to help.
Onshore breeze brought in some warmer water, warmed it up a little bit, and that also kicks up our rip currents with an east wind. So we did see a few rescues.
All of the people rescued today were able to return to their beach day with no further medical attention. Chief Patrick Murphy of New Hampshire State Beach Patrol says they constantly monitor rip current conditions to make sure people going in the water are safe. And some years are busier than others. Last year, they had over 500 rescues.
With COVID last year, when the beach opened June 1st, it was a place for people to go. So we were busy from the onset of summer last year.
This year has been a little different so far with kids back in school, but Chief Murphy expects busy days ahead as classes get out. He has this advice as people head to the seacoast.
If you don't really know how to swim, don't go in very far in the ocean. Stay at your knees, waist, and then also if you get stuck in one, float. Stay above the water. If you're getting tired, float. Stop fighting it. It will take you out. Someone will be there to help you out.
Lifeguards are off duty at the state beaches at 5:30 p.m.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. COVID-19 vaccinations being offered at Motorcycle Week. Let's take a listen to that video and that report.
As we ease back into life with friends and family, Mahindra is here to help.
The signature engine sounds are back in the Lakes region, along with the crowds, vendors, and a perfect Saturday for the official kickoff of Laconia's Motorcycle Week.
If I could order weather like this, I would certainly do it every year. It's the one variable that we can never predict for, but we're so incredibly grateful when it's like this.
The return of vendors is a huge boost for the region as businesses try to rebound from last year. Weir's Beach Motel and Cottages is fully booked through Wednesday.
Many people have been coming for many years. They're really excited to get back and do what, they look forward to this every single year. People like to sit, they take these cottages right here because they like just to sit out and enjoy and watch all the bikes go by.
Safety continues to be a concern. Hand sanitizers are available at vendors. Even the National Guard set up at a tent to offer free COVID vaccines to Bike Week visitors.
It's good to see smiling faces. It's good to just absolutely receive the sincere appreciation, and that's what makes wearing the uniform as rewarding as it is. It's just a sincere appreciation.
Organizers say people are thrilled for the return of the event and a week to return to normal.
It is business as usual for us, which means a lot of fun, a lot of rides, races, bike shows, vendors, people watching, all of the sights and sounds that somebody would normally expect for Motorcycle Week.
Along with the new safety measures, organizers are also continuing to remind people to ride responsibly and ride safely so that everyone can have a great time. In Laconia, Nalko Funayama, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Nashua man killed in a motorcycle crash in Derry.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability.
Police in Derry are investigating a deadly motorcycle crash. Officers responded to Ashley Drive last night shortly before midnight, where they discovered 36-year-old Michael Cabot of Nashua. He was taken to Parkland Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. Police believe that motorcycle was the only vehicle involved, but that investigation is ongoing.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. 9-year-old in Windham shaves head and raises $3,000 for kids with cancer. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility.
Beautiful. 9-year-old Vivian Meyer has a fresh cut for the summer.
It was weird just seeing my hair just fall down.
The third grader shaved her head to raise money for kids with cancer. Her family says 3 of her grandparents died from cancer, and one of her former teachers shaved her head after losing her 5-year-old son to the disease.
My hair was like brownish, blondish, and it was like up to here, and then I shaved it.
But the premise of honoring these people that passed away and then really helping people today that are fighting this disease, for a 9-year-old who have all these other things that they have in their mind, to really focus on that is just, it's amazing.
Vivian brought the idea to her mom about 6 months ago.
We were like, you sure? This is an awesome thing. You sure you want to do that? It's a big deal. She's like, yeah, no, I do. She's like, she was ready, full blown.
Vivian's raised over $3,000 for Buzz Off for kids with cancer. The original goal was $500.
It's really cool that everybody did it and donated a lot of money.
Vivian's mom is beaming with pride.
Vivian Meyer, she's an amazing girl. She's going to do amazing things starting with this.
For now, Vivian will simply enjoy her new hair.
It feels good because when they rub it, tickles me.
Vivian says she hopes to one day meet kids impacted by cancer and the money raised to help them. You can find a link to her donation page at WMUR.com. In Windham, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Biden prepares for summit with Putin.
Anyone's?
It's Mike's.
I see that, but whose is it?
It's Mike's.
Hey!
We begin tonight with President Biden moving on to the next leg of his European trip. The focus tonight is shifting from the unity and camaraderie of the G7 to that high-stakes summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin. President Biden arriving tonight in Brussels, where he'll meet with NATO leaders. Before leaving the UK, the first couple paid a visit to Queen Elizabeth. Elizabeth at Windsor Castle. The president reviewing the honor guard. The Bidens then attending a private tea with the Queen. He is the 13th president to meet with the 95-year-old monarch. Earlier at a press conference, the president called the G7 meetings extraordinary, collaborative, and productive. He also shared his view on U.S.-Russia relations ahead of his face-to-face meeting with Putin, now just days away. ABC's Rachel Scott is traveling with the president and leads us off from Brussels.
Tonight, just days away from that high-stakes Geneva summit, President Biden says he agrees with Russian President Vladimir Putin on one thing. U.S.-Russia relations are at a low point.
Let me make it clear. I think he's right. It's a low point.
The president preparing to come face-to-face with the man he once said had no soul, planning to deliver a firm message on everything from cyber attacks to human rights.
We're not looking for conflict. We are looking to resolve those actions which we think are inconsistent with international norms.
But unlike his predecessor, who refused to publicly confront Putin on election meddling in 2018,
I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be.
Biden will not hold a joint press conference with the Russian leader.
I know you don't doubt that I'll be very straightforward with him about our concerns. And I will make clear my view of how that meeting turned out, and he'll make clear how from his perspective, how it turned out. But I don't want to get into being diverted by did they shake hands, how far did they talk, who talked the most, and the rest.
During the 3-day G7 summit, the president never once mentioning Trump by name, but making it clear his America First policies are over.
The lack of participation in the past and full engagement was noticed significantly, not only by the leaders of those countries, but by the people in the G7 countries. And America's back.
Today, G7 leaders presenting a united front on global issues ranging from climate change to the pandemic. But their plans to counter China's growing influence brushed off by the Chinese embassy, saying the days when global decisions were dictated by a small group of countries are long gone. And tonight, President Biden landing in Brussels to meet with NATO leaders. Before leaving the UK, surprising locals at a mass. Then Marine One touching down at Windsor Castle, the Queen welcoming the Bidens with royal fanfare. The president and his signature aviators reviewing the guard before a private tea with Her Majesty. The Queen has now met 13 U.S. presidents dating back to Harry Truman. The president describing the Queen as extremely gracious, inviting her to the White House.
She reminded me of my mother in terms of the look of her and just the generosity.
Reminded him of his mother. Rachel Scott is traveling with the president tonight in Brussels for the NATO summit. And Rachel, the president was asked what's on the table for his talks with Putin. What did he have to say?
Well, Lindsay, the Russian president is already trying to publicly negotiate a deal, saying that he'd be willing to hand over cyber criminals if the United States did the same. The president tonight saying that that is a good sign of progress, but the White House making it clear that it is not an option. This is a high-stakes meeting, but Lindsay, the White House has low expectations. Lindsay?
Rachel, our thanks to you, and David Muir will lead our team coverage of President Biden's face-to-face meeting with Vladimir Putin from Geneva next Wednesday. Our coverage throughout the day on ABC News.
Okay, and that does it for this morning news update right here on the Riley King Radio Network. Thank you for listening to this morning news update. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and goodbye.